Hi there. A quick note before we get started. This episode was recorded over Skype using new software that we're still playing with. So please do forgive us for the weird sounding audio from Brian's end and I guess from my end as well, since that's what I sound like. Alright, on with the show. The Blokebusters podcast is proud to be a member of the Pod Bros Network. You can find us, as well as other fantastic podcasts such as Pencil and Ink Review, Another Damn Trivia Show, and The Language of Bromance at podbros.com, as well as on most other fine podcasting services. Now sit back, relax, and prepare to share and enjoy the Blokebusters podcast. Welcome to what could be the very first in a bit of an odd little thing we came up with here.
And possibly last.
Possibly, very possibly, yes. This is going to be Civil War thoughts going in, because we haven't seen the film as of yet. In fact, I believe it's not even out as of yet in this country.
Yeah, I think it's like maybe in like one or two theaters in LA or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, So what we wanted to do was record maybe 10, 15 minutes, if that, of just us talking about our thoughts before we see the film. Like what we're looking forward to, what we already know about it, what maybe we're worried about. Let's say.
If there are things to worry about in the MCU, we'll get there.
Yeah. All right. Well, how about Brian? You said you've got some notes. Why don't you just pick one and go with it?
I started kind of broad as far as I just have kind of thoughts concerning Marvel, not necessarily Civil War, but I know this is perhaps a ludicrous question to ask given the results we've had. But can they keep the hits coming? I think the short answer, yes.
Yes.
But, yes, they can. But
yes, I
is
think
there going to be a point where where we reach a saturation point? I mean, and remember, I'm just talking about sole Marvel entities, not Fox properties. We won't mention what film I'm thinking of, just because we've given that enough airtime.
Yeah.
But I mean, by all appearances, it looks like they're going to knock this one out of the park again. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you of that mind?
Well, as I've stayed away from reviews as much as humanly possible, but based on what very little I've seen blurbs of, it appears that this seemed to be critically doing quite well. So, at the very least, it should be more of the sort of thing we've been enjoying. So, I mean, obviously, the main issue here is we are trying not to know too much before we go in.
Yeah, and I don't. Yeah, I've already seen the trailer way too many times, or the trailers way too many times, and that's actively trying to avoid them. But they are unavoidable. I don't know what the marketing budget is for this movie, but they've used every penny of it. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure they have. In fact, the last trailer I saw is the one where they introduced Spider-Man. I have actively avoided any further trailers. For instance, I have Hulu, and during Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., of course, they've been playing at least once I guess, made-for-TV Civil War trailer, and every single time it comes on, I turn my head away from the screen and talk with my wife about something, so I'm not paying attention to the trailer.
Yeah, well, my trouble is I stream everything, so they have those built-in ads, and they're always like the same 3 or 4 adverts or whatever. So if Captain America is in that reel, essentially, like it's popping up every 10 minutes. I turn the volume down on the iPad and look at my phone for 30 seconds.
Yes, I
this is, I think, the film I have actively avoided the most. Like, I've really tried to avoid getting any information about this.
Yeah, I mean, this was teased all the way back to Ant-Man, right? That was the cut scene. Yeah,
I think so.
For Ant-Man. So and then also getting to expectations or maybe things we're looking forward to. Sorry if I'm jumping ahead, but definitely looking forward to more Ant-Man. I couldn't resist scrolling through the cast list on IMDb. So and then of course more Scarlet Witch too, because I loved Scarlet Witch from the second Avengers there. But looking forward to both of them.
Well, yeah, and the trailer where they introduced Spider-Man, either that or the one before that, you saw Ant-Man running along. I think it's Iron Man's arm.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I knew he was in it. And then the trailer that was on Hulu that I tried desperately to avoid, I saw the first 5 seconds of it, and it's Captain America talking to Ant-Man. So it's like, why put this in? But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing. Like, obviously, it's always enjoyable when you see the characters from the standalone, as it were, films moving into these group films. So I am looking forward to seeing what Ant-Man does. Now, when it comes to this film, there's a couple of things that I'm a little unsure of. What I do know is that very basically, Iron Man is on the side of every superhero / superhuman sort along those lines should be on some sort of, I guess, government watch list. Everyone should be able to say, okay, here's everything I can do, here's where I am, so that people can keep track of them.
And a little more regulated,
And Captain America is anti that. But based on the trailer, it appears that Black Widow is on Iron Man's side, not Captain America's side. And I don't fully understand that.
And who knows? I mean, it could be a bit of deception too in trailer editing. So I don't know. It could be just a momentary thing. Who knows? I don't. Yeah,
maybe because I was talking with a friend of mine, and he says that obviously Black Widow, if she were to go along with this, she would have to give up every single one of her aliases. She would no longer be able to do what she does. So it seems odd that she would be on that side. So I'm hoping there's something that fully explains why that is the case. But I mean, I don't think there's much I'm actually too worried about.
Speaking of that, you mentioned him earlier as the second trailer you watched. The webbed one. Mm-hmm. And this is, of course, can just speak for myself. I've never been a big fan of that character, just in general.
Of Underoos.
Yes. And he's just like the most kiddie, I guess, of the superheroes for me. Like at least of that world.
Well, yes. I mean, he is one of the youngest in that entire thing. So,
and granted, I will give Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire ones. Spider-Man 2 is, even though I have no love for the character, I think that movie is one of the best comic book films that has been made.
Spider-Man 2 is fantastic.
I think it's absolutely great.
It's got one of my favorite villains in it of all time as well.
Yes. Alfred Molina is just, he kills it in that. So that is kind of high praise, since I don't really like Spider-Man. And some might say, well, you love Deadpool, but Deadpool's dirty. That's pretty much the difference, because it's still the same quippy, snarky remarks. But I don't know. I'm a little concerned for how much involvement he's going to have. We got a new guy playing him this time around, right? I don't really know a whole lot about him.
No, I don't either, but I'm fine with a new person playing him as long as he does it well. And I suppose that Marvel wouldn't let it be done badly.
No.
They don't seem to be letting people do too many missteps, at least since Phase 1. Before that, we can kind of give it a pass because they hadn't fully set it all up. But since Phase 1, they haven't really done too badly with the characters. So it should be interesting to see. And I do like that there's going to be a Spider-Man Homecoming film coming out, which I love as the name. It kind of is a bit of a dig. We got him back.
Yeah, no kidding. So that, I mean, it's a slight concern given how in good hands I feel with Marvel. So I don't think it'll go badly. I just, it won't be probably my favorite moments of the film.
Probably.
Yeah, just throwing that out there. But yeah, there's going to be plenty for me to love.
Yeah, and I get it, and I still think that even though I knew it was going to happen, I still think they shouldn't have shown us Spider-Man in the trailer.
No, that was, big boo-boo.
Maybe even you never actually see him, or you just see a glimpse of the back of his head at the very end of the trailer, or just a web somewhere.
Exactly, yeah. Showing him full frame, center focus almost. Yeah, that was a little too much. But, and as trailers, they're like, "Yep, we gotta get Spidey big front and center."
Yeah, pretty much. Although it did then let the internet explode at his eyes moved. What's going on?
Oh God!
I did see something that possibly what's happening there is Iron Man is helping him with the suit, and therefore he's now it's got slight enhancement that let him do that, I guess.
Spider Iron. He's like Spider Iron Man.
Yes, Spider Man.
Yes, Spider. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah. I don't. Did you have any other concerns? Or you said you didn't, I guess, have much, did you?
I don't have too many concerns because I don't think they're going to handle this badly. It's more just questions going in. As I said, why is Black Widow on the side she's on? Yeah. How are they going to bring Ant-Man in a way that isn't just we got Ant-Man now?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I want them to keep doing well with all this. So I want this to be well written and all that. So I'm hoping I don't go in and they're like, oh, they did just kind of crowbar these people in. So
yeah. So you aren't worried it's going to take 2 hours and 15 minutes of slow, boring movie to get to this fight that'll last 4 minutes and be ultimately disappointing?
No, because
okay.
I think what's going to happen is there's going to be lots of little fights throughout the film as each character makes their allegiances known, and then obviously those will build up and again, trailer thing, I wish they hadn't shown as much of the Iron Man, Bucky, Captain America fight in that first trailer, because that was so well choreographed, that fight. It would have been nice to see that first in the cinema. But I do understand trailers are supposed to get you hyped for the film, so...
Exactly. Yeah. So this sounds like a weird, maybe, concern, but I'm just trying to kind of rein in my expectations. Because, I mean, we've pretty much said face facts, it's going to be awesome. So I'm trying to not get overhyped about it, which is, the trailer blackout, and just, I just want to go along for the ride and enjoy it. Is it going to be the finest cinematic moment in history? No, but it's going to be a great effing time.
Yes,
that's all we expect.
It's going to be a lot of fun just to sit. I mean, at this point, Marvel has become the definition of a popcorn movie. You go in, you sit down, and you just enjoy the next 2.5 hours. It's just that's what happens now.
Yeah, and I really want to get another BVS jab in there, but I'll hold off. So.
Yes, write it down, and we'll talk about it in the actual review.
Okay, well, I'll send it out on Twitter, maybe, like my other one. So, I mean, we got returning directors, Anthony Russo and his brother Joe. They did The Winter Soldier, which I think, once again, probably one of my all-time favorite, like, non-comedy based superhero movies. Like, just incredible. It's obviously it's been said 1,000 times. It's a spy movie about comic book heroes, but it is so well done. So I'm happy that they are returned for this.
It's almost like America's response to James Bond. Like obviously America's not going to be that into just this random spy that is very good at his job. How about we get a superhero who's very good at his job, which happens to be spying? Like it's kind of like Americans are like this. Americans will like America walking around spying. Let's do that.
Yeah. I don't know. That's I'm about tapped here. So
yeah.
Did you have any closing thoughts?
Closing thought. I would say this for most films, but especially in terms of this one, for anyone who's listening to this before they go and see Civil War, do try to go in without thinking this is going to be the best Marvel film to date. Just go in thinking this is going to be more the characters I love, so let's see what they do with it, because you can hype yourself up so much and be disappointed, but if you go in just wanting more Marvel, I don't think you're ever going to get too disappointed.
I think you can go in knowing it will be better. Here it is. Better than Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Disappointment. So you can go in feeling that it will be better than that. So, that's where I'm at.
Yes, I think I can agree with that.
Okay, good. I'm glad you can put yourself out there. All right, well, that's about it for me.
And that's it for me. For those of you who are listening to this on the day, this is going out the day that both of us have seen the film, the day before we actually review it. So do get a hold of us on Twitter or Facebook, or emailing us at Blokebusters, facebook.com/blokebusters, or blokebusterpodcast@gmail.com, and let us know what you think. If you're quick enough, you'll be able to get into the show. If you're not quick enough, we'll do a shout out in some form at a later time.
Yes, sir.
Alright, well, that's definitely it from us.
Alright, well, signing off.
Bye, folks.